out here in this really dense, shrubby stuff looking for sleeping snakes. All these shrubs can create great three-dimensional structure. All the invasive multiflora especially gives it a great structure that a lot of these snakes like to climb up and sleep in and take shelter from predators. So you can find snakes sleeping in this vegetation by shining with a headlamp, and that's what I'm going to do and see what I can find. The first snake I encounter is this common garter snake, coiled a good 4 to 5 feet off the ground in this dense vegetation. This species is often very common and a true generalist, taking advantage of a wide variety of habitats and environmental conditions, and this has made them one species that is able to exist in landscapes heavily modified by humans, possibly in even greater numbers than pre-settlement. Although usually considered terrestrial ground-dwelling snakes, garter snakes will not hesitate to climb up into vegetation to bask or take shelter from predators. My next find was quite unexpected. Coiled about 2 feet off the ground in this shrub is not one, but two copperheads. This is likely a male and female pair, with the male exhibiting mate-guarding behavior. When a male encounters a female during the breeding season, he will remain with her for 7 to 10 days, during which they will mate several times, and he will attempt to drive away any other potential suitors. If a rival male does approach, the two males will battle for dominance and mating rights to the female by rearing up and attempting to pin the other, similarly to how these timber rattlesnakes are fighting. This northern water snake is one of many seen sleeping in the branches of shrubs overhanging water. This species is very frequently confused with copperheads, but can be easily distinguished by the bands that are widest on the top as opposed to the copperhead, where the bands are widest on the side of the body and skinniest on top, resembling a Hershey kiss. Additionally, water snakes have round pupils as opposed to the copperhead, which has vertical pupils. However, just like us, snake pupils expand and contract in response to light, so this should not be relied on 100%, especially when at night. The species discussed so far will use vegetation opportunistically, but none are as well suited to it as the rough green snake. This species is bright green to blend into vegetation perfectly, and they are quite adept climbers. If disturbed, they will sway their body, just as a branch or twig swaying in the wind, further camouflaging their true identity. Rough green snakes are very difficult to spot in daylight, but looking at night is a bit easier as their ventral scales reflect light and can be more easily found with a flashlight or headlamp. Snakes are not the only animals to use the cover of dense shrubs and plants. Spring peepers will call for the shelter of the dense vegetation, and birds, such as this Swainson's thrush, will also use it to roost for the night. This habitat provides some much-needed rest for this migratory bird as it makes its way north to its breeding range, as well as the resident snakes.